today, we saw Ghost in the Shell.
Everyone around me, they feel connected to something. Connected to something I'm not.
Now, the movie Ghost in the Shell takes place in the future. I'm not even sure what year.
I don't know either, but it was like very far in the future.
It's so far in the future that you are taking human brains and putting them inside of robots because that's how you survive.
Which is pretty cool concept, really.
It's honestly how I'm going to make it to like the year 1 million, actually. My brain doesn't die. Does your brain die?
We have to deal with you for that long.
The world is screwed.
You were dying. We saved you. And now you save others.
Scarlett Johansson in this movie is a robot body with a human brain. What do they even call that? I don't know what they call it.
They call her... Major.
Yeah, because she's actually like in charge of like a major operation.
And she was the first successful person with this human head and robot body.
Which brings up a great point. That's the main villain guy. Well, the first of several main villain people, it's a guy kind of like a vigilante trying to take down the company that is doing this to people. They're kidnapping people, taking their brains and putting them in bodies.
Right.
He didn't like that. Turns out they threw him in the trash because he didn't work right, and then Scarlett Johansson was the next one. They did this 98 times before they were successful with her.
And now I wanted to see it. Overall, this kind of movie is not really my thing, but Scarlett Johansson I love.
Yeah,
and so
do
seeing
I.
it just for her, I think was very worth it. And she really, you can tell by this movie, is such a good actress that have to give her props.
I'm going in.
Now, this movie is kind of like The Matrix. If you like the first Matrix back in the day, the action is kind of similar to that, the way it's shot. And this movie, it was like, what? It was an anime back in the day and a graphic novel.
Yeah.
A Japanese graphic novel. So this might have a long history. We don't even actually know the history of this.
Not a clue.
But the storytelling, the way they set it up, some of it was very slow.
Yeah, that's the only thing when you're kind of comparing it to The Matrix. I wish it had as much action as The Matrix did, but the action scenes were good. There was just a little too much downtime in between, and the fight scenes were way too short.
Yeah, but when they were going on, they were awesome.
Good.
I'll find out who I was.
So in the end, this movie's, it's pretty fun watch. It really is. It looks great. It really does. The CGI is done very well.
Yeah.
It's shot pretty perfectly, actually. And it really made me believe like I was watching a movie in the future.
Yeah, it really did look very cool. It was just, I don't know, overall that whole thing just wasn't really for me, but am I glad I went? Sure. Am I going to see it again? Probably not.
And here's the deal. If you can't read subtitles, don't go. A lot of this is actually written
in Japanese.
A lot of it is, and it's kind of going back and forth between people talking in English and Japanese subtitles because there are a lot of Japanese actors in this film. It's actually really cool.
Well, actually, it's Japanese language, English subtitles.
English,
you're good.
Yeah, so you're good. You don't need to like learn Japanese because you're never going to do that over the weekend.
But if you knew it, that'd be cool.
That'd be really cool. So, Marija, how would you rate this film?
I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think Scarlett Johansson's acting was awesome. The way the movie looked was cool, and the parts that I liked, I really liked.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3.5 too. I feel like that's a fair score. I feel like, if there is a sequel to this movie, there will be more action. This one really set it up for what it is, and I think it was pretty solid. And now I gotta go. I gotta go put my brain inside of a robot. I want to become a ghost in the shell.
Everything they told you was a lie.
Who are you?
They did not save your life. They stole it.